Hey everyone, and welcome to Uncharted Realms' Sunday event. I'm Brent, sitting alongside streamer to be named in the production studio, excited to bring you round one coverage of Out of the Box Gaming's Classic Constructed Armory event. We're starting today's round one off with Eric on the Bravo and Tyler on the Prism. We got a spooky edition for the stream today because it is Halloween. Okay, all right. Anyways, so it's very spooky here for Tyler, considering that he is he is on Prism facing the Bravo. So he's definitely scared in this matchup. I will say that. So keep that in mind. That Prism Tyler not gonna have too good of a time. But speaking of a good time, how are all of you doing? I know I'm having a great time getting ready to wrap up coverage here after today's events. Go home, get dressed up, get ready to scare some kids. Because nothing brings greater excitement and joy in the world than the screams of little children running away. All right, before I get taken down off of YouTube, we'll move on to a different subject. We'll move on to our actual gameplay here. Who do you have winning? My vote's going to be the Bravo. Just because he can pop Phantasm whenever. But Tyler maybe has a nice aura build. Prism has strayed away a little bit in the last couple of weeks from the Prism. I know I was rocking a nice defensive Prism, which I had to kind of change up after everybody started kind of going wide and not going super tall. So we're going to see which build this is for Tyler. Most likely not going to have too good of a time. So Eric's our turn one player. Starting it off with a choke slam for 6, leaving a card in the hands, getting ready to arsenal that one. Not surprised that didn't do too much damage. Tyler throws 2 cards in there. Both players draw, and we go to Tyler as our tempo player. Eric, he's rocking the Arcanite Skullcap, the Tectonic Plating, and the Crater Fist, all for the block. And the No Rune boots, to prevent the Merciful Retribution triggers. Tyler over here rocking the Halo, the Vestige, the Dreamweavers, and the Phantasmal Footsteps. The Dreamweavers of which he just popped so he could come in with a Hero Edition for 5 with no Phantasm. Generally, you like this with no Phantasm. The only problem for Tyler here, though, is that he's staring down a whole lot of armor. There is 5 armor. There is right now just base 5 armor alone before Eric even considers blocking with the card from his hand. So this Heritage Edition is most definitely not hitting. Eric, instead of going with the armor, goes with the Staunch Response instead. No blocks, defense reactions. That was a Staunch Response. Tyler could have a pummel here. That would be pretty dope. Calls it good. And Tyler arsenals the card, leaves 1 in hands, and we move on over to Eric, and the pain train's about to start happening. Just a little bit right now. Nothing too crazy. Eric's going to have 2 cards in hand, 1 card there in arsenal that he wants to function off with. Decided not to use his equipment, so probably doesn't have too meaty of attack. Might just be double pitch into a Nothos for 6. If I had to guess. He's considering it, deliberating. Makes a Seismic Surge. Ooh, he had double Staunch in hand. Are you actually going to break it? Oh, no. I don't think that's the right idea he wants to do. Eric's just going to come with a Command and Conquer from Arsenal with the 2 floating. So I was wrong. It was not a double pitch. Tyler here going to come in with a response. Throws out a Genesis. Command and Conquer can't be played to that, so hold on. All right, there. So Tyler was trying to get that fate scene in there. We had to remind him that Command and Conquer does not allow you to cannot play defense reactions to it. So Tyler was not able to play that fate scene, so he took 6 damage and had to lose that fate scene. Tyler did end up opting a card there, but we're all going to call it even because it shouldn't affect the gameplay. Because Tyler's got 1 card in hand and does not want to put it into the Genesis and will just draw up. So I guess it theoretically could have made a difference whether or not he puts the card in there, but in all reality, if Tyler's going to put the card in there, he's going to put that card in there regardless. And my bet is that that is not a Lights Illusionist card. So we're going to call it all square and move on. Tyler, Arsenal and pass. Drills up those cards. Eric now, 4 cards in hand. Got the full grip. Got the card in Arsenal. Got the Seismic Surge token. Asking Tyler to read Genesis. Getting a little reading on it. I don't think Eric wants to do that. I think he just wants to crush. But we are going to find out. Leaving the Genesis out there is a scary proposition. A super scary proposition, to be fair. Eric indicating the Seismic Surge token, popping on his turn. So how are you guys doing? Who do you have? Kat, who do you have? I know you're lurking out there in chat. Actually, Eric just coming in with a swing at Genesis. Terra Sunder was a card chosen. So a bit surprising there. Could have just pressured Tyler. Eric would have only been looking at 1 shield on the next turn, but opting to play the long game because he knows he has the Phantasm. So there's a case to be made. Don't allow Tyler to set up with auras because you know your attacks set up a little bit better. So Tyler here setting up a Ode to Wrath on his turn. And then, nope, was going to play a Prismatic Shield. Can't, I guess. Realized he didn't have the resources to pay for it. Has 1 floating now. Has a card in hand. I would be surprised if he didn't have a yellow in hand. And that also makes sense why he wouldn't want to function the Genesis on his turn. Prismatic Shield was not a light card, so it's not very good. So Tyler just comes in with the Ode and passes away. So leaves that 1 card in hand. And we move on back to Eric. 39-34. It should be 1-1. Whatever resource you control. All right, so we got that updated to 1-1. I had to double check on that if it's actually a trigger or a continuous effect. I believe it's a continuous effect. I don't know though. 1 you can miss, 1 you cannot. 1 you can miss, 1 you cannot. So, but it's all good. We like the good gameplay, so it doesn't even matter whether or not it doesn't affect the game. And it should have happened anyway, so we're sending it. We're making it happen. Eric, remaking the Seismic Surge. Long deliberations on this one. It seems like his hands was not the best to kind of start out these two. We did see earlier the double staunch responses thrown away and just the hammer attack last time. So that kind of tells me that he's not sitting on big crippling crushes or potentially even thumps. You know, thumps a new kind of addition. The Terra Sunder we did see get pitched as well. So it really tells me that his hands have been just awkward. Or at least that's what kind of it indicates to me. Eric, buckling blow at the Ode. So not exactly the correct choice there. You don't want to waste a card into an aura that's going to destroy stuff. You should just swing the hammer, but that's a choice there. Likely wants to just cycle it out of the hand or arsenal done. Tyler now wants to function the Halo. I think he's got a Merciful Retribution or wanting to find it. I did peek in the hand a little bit. I saw a tome. Ooh, throwing Celestial Cataclysm into the soul. Tyler likely won't get the three cards into the soul to be able to play it. The Halo is destroyed. Just keep that in mind there, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen. Tyler here making prismatic shields, making 3 of them. Tyler is though doing this on his opponent's, in response to his opponent's attack. So he will not have a yellow to give all these shields go again on his turn. So he will only be able to come in with 1 shield. I think he would have been more incentivized to not fire that away. Command and Conquer also though would have been a pretty meaty attack. So I see on Tyler's turn, if he actually just keeps that in hand. Oh yeah, I think Tyler may have thrown a little bit out of there if he just on his turn makes a shields and then makes a shields on his turn and then fires away with the Command and Conquer. 5 resources total. 6 with the Halo if he wants to do that. Eric's considering it. Takes 1 from the first shield. And another one. And 2 more. Tyler then arsenals the card and passes away. So a little bit of a slow action today. You know, our players keeping it nice and cool to match the nice October weather we've been getting. 34 to 34. Life total is definitely not falling very quickly. Eric's pitching 2 faith for scenes. Like, how did these cards make it into the deck? I think he forgot to sideboard a little bit. But that's okay. It'd make his hand a little bit awkward. May say Seismic. And then a dominated Spinal Crush. So 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, makes sense to me. And the pitch on there for Eric. And Spinal Crush coming in. It is dominated. Tyler does have 4 on the shields. Throws Fate Foreseen out there from Arsenal to start. Puts that one to the bottom. And a movable from hand. So, second tome going down to the bottom of the deck. So we got the immovable for 6 and the Fate Foreseen. Excuse me, immovable for 5, Fate Foreseen for 4. Or 6, excuse me, 6 and 4. 6 and 4. Here I am lying to you. Yellow immovable, that's 6. So 10 block total means no shields and no crush. No shields are lost, no crush effect. Tyler's actually starting to set up here, so Prism maybe looking a little bit better. Tyler, though, having to pitch a whole bunch, nothing in soul means he's just coming in for shield for 1. There's nothing he can do. Arsenal's a card, passes away. So Surge Token pops back into Eric's turn. He's got the full grip again. No Arsenal this time. deciding how he wants to go about it. Definitely getting his reps in today. So, activating Bravo. And a crippling crush. Here we go. Okay, dominate. Now, Tyler, if that's a defense reaction there in Arsenal, he may not care about this too much, but we are going to find out. If it's an unmovable there in Arsenal, it would be good. Tyler's mentioning the 4 higher on the crush, so he may be looking to short block this. He's got 4 shields out there. Tyler making shields. All right. So now we got 7 shields here for Tyler. He has shorted himself because he put the die on 3 and he already had 1. He had 4 out there, put 3 on, indicating he had 6, but now he's got 7 total right now. And then throw in a Herald. All right, Tyler's got enough block. Shields are gone. Takes 1 to avoid the crush, but loses all the shields. And so that will wrap it up. Well, no. Tyler's turn now. Wraps it up for Eric's. Tyler coming in. Herald of Triumph. So Herald of Triumph coming across. Tyler has a Cranial Crush. 7. That means it'll still work out the 6, which means it's going to be -1, and that Herald Triumph is going to pop. So Tyler had a great card for this matchup to try to come across, but unlike some of the Brute kind of matchups, Eric is going to have some pieces that are enough to pop it, mainly the Cripplings, the Spinals, and the Cranials through the Herald of Triumph. So Tyler drew back up, back into Eric's turn, makes a seismic search, and comes in with a yellow disable, I believe. Coming in for 8. Excuse me, disable also gets around the Herald of Triumph. So crush effect here, deal 4 more damage. Card will go from the arsenal to the bottom. There's no arsenal card here for Tyler, so he's free to take damage if he wants. If that'll allow him to set stuff up. So Tyler going no blocks into reaction. Puts a soul shield out there. That'll move to a soul after this turn. Got a peek into his hand, and he has some nice attacks there. It's got to fade some Phantasm, though. Got to fade some 6 powers. Tyler just actually Arsenal's in past does not want to fire it off though. He may have some Parable of Humilities in his deck that he's waiting on for some of these attacks. Or he wants to cycle back around the Celestial Cataclysm. So into Eric's turn, he's got the full tempo again. 4 cards in hand. Seismic Surge token pops. So Eric Command and Conquer to start it off. He wants to start stacking back up his Arsenal zone, looking for another big meaty attack. So that's a pretty decent one against Prism. No defense reactions. Tyler's not too happy about it. I agree with him. Tyler's probably relying on the defense reactions to get by, and Command and Conquer kind of just says no. Tyler has 2 attacks, though, in hand, so he'll block for 6. Unless Eric's sitting on a pummel. This could be a pummel. That could be pretty devastating. Eric did forget to create the surge. He just realized it. Tough break there. But there we go. Tyler now going to fire off Herald of Protection, throwing the Ode to Wrath to the bottom. Tyler may have been incentivized to take some Command and Conquer damage and try to cast the Ode and come in with 1-on-1, force Eric to go back at it, or potentially be a setup piece here. But Tyler is playing the Phantasm game here, trying to fade a 6-power attack. Eric's yet to use his equipment, still sitting on it, likely waiting for the next Herald of Erudition to come back around. And Eric will block it. 2 cards out of hand. Couldn't trigger the Phantasm. And so Tyler did get 2 cards out of the hand, so not too bad. So he guessed correctly there. Unfortunately, it was the blue Herald, not a red one. That's what he would love to have seen. But alas, better. Still got himself a little bit of tempo back. Now into Eric's turn. 1 card in Arsenal. No Seismic Surge because he forgot about it in the last turn. And 2 cards in hand. Let's see if I can't get some Halloween puns going. Hold on, gonna dig deep on some of these. Anybody got any Halloween puns for me? Super production value. But I'm trying to give you guys a little foreshadowing what's to come. I'm gonna see if I can't get some in here. Anothos, and then Anothos. Well, excuse me, Anothos, and then Anos by the Fate Foreseen. There we go. Fate Foreseen. That's a spooky card. It's a spooky card. You're kind of foreshadowing some stuff, looking in your crystal ball. That's kind of Halloween thematic. So that does it for Eric's turn. He's got an Arsenal card there. Into Tyler, he's gonna make Prismatic Shield. He's pitching a note, so there's yellow in the pitch, which means he's gonna have go again on all these shields. So a great way to start here for Prism. Makes 3 shields. And can also make an additional one if he wants. Tyler starts the shield game. Starts for 1. Starts for another one. And starts for the 3rd one. 30 to 31. Herald of Rebirth coming for 5. Nice card here for Prism. If that one hits, it will go to the Soul. And Tyler can put a card with Phantasm on the top of his deck. Eric here definitely doesn't want this to go to Soul. Definitely doesn't want this to trigger its on-hit effect. Great way to cut Prism out from the knees is either proccing all of the Phantasm and or preventing any cards from going to the Soul. Pretty much force your opponent to only rock on Genesis, Halo, and Soul Shields to try to get into the Soul, and that is not very reliable if you're putting a lot of damage back at them. Eric here, throwing the Disable in front of it. That's going to pop it. So Tyler still had a pretty decent turn. Found 3 damage and gained 3 life effectively with those shields. In fact, you could actually consider Spectral Shield better than just straight life points. Because they attack. They're Kodachis. They prevent on hits. Pretty decent cards. They're not even in the deck. So Eric Seismic Surge token pops. He will pitch a Remembrance to make another one. And then plays a Tome from hand to draw 2 and pass. Okay. Oh. So Eric there, just drawing up, trying to set some stuff up. But that means Tyler's now got a chance to play library. Hello. Look at them apples. Tyler doesn't even want to risk any sort of shenanigans on getting pops. Could have definitely bought back an action point. All right there. So library doesn't have go again, unfortunately. So Tyler could only just make a shield. Couldn't come in with the damage, but he set up. But he did get the double yellow into the pitch zone. So still came out with a pretty decent turn. He could have gotten maybe another 4 damage represented, but in all honesty, once Tyler gets set up, he is gonna be set up, and it'll be difficult for Eric to get through. Now Tyler just needs another aura to kind of back this up, either a Genesis, Merciful Retribution, Ode, one of those 3. I mean, those are the main 3 to be fair, but any of those can really just throw this game right in Prism's favor. Eric kind of had a few stumbling turns, and that's all Tyler's gonna need. This library is gonna provide so much effect here. So I got a little peek into Tyler's arsenal zone there. He had an attack. I believe that was a Triumph in Arsenal. I'm not 100%. I do know it was an attack, though. I did catch that much. And now Eric's deciding. His Seismic Surge tokens pop. It looks like he's probably... if I was Eric here, if I had the double yellows, I would definitely want to discard him. But if you remember, on the previous turn, just one turn prior, Eric pitched and played a yellow. So, bad news bears kind of territory there. Now, if I'm Tyler, that kind of indicates to me that there's a chance my library gets pops. But at the moment, kind of sneaked that one out. Got a great run for it. So, Eric running in Zealous Belton. This one's going to come in for 5. Because there is a card with greater cost in the pitch zone. Tyler, he's got a response. Throwing 2 cards into the pitch zone. Throw out a Merciful Retribution out there. He wants to ding some damage back. Tyler doesn't want to block anything. He considered it, back and forth on it, but does not end up blocking. Wants to lose 4 shields and ding Eric back for 4 shields. Tyler does, though, on his turn, want to get double yellow out there, so keep that in mind. So Tyler will take 1 damage, and then Eric will take 4. All right, so Tyler should take one there, though. Yeah. And then Eric's gonna go with the Enotos at the Merciful, which will pop, and it will go to his soul. So another way that Prism can load up the soul is that Merciful Retribution getting popped to itself. So that'll send Eric down to 25 and Tyler at 30. All right. Into Tyler's turn. 2 cards in hand. There are 3 cards in hand. Activates Prism's ability to start. So there's 1 yellow. It's all eyes on Tyler's pitch zone right now. There's Eric to 24. And there's the other yellow. Herald of Triumph coming in for 7. I was right. It was a Triumph down there. For those keeping track on time, we have about 15 minutes. 15 minutes remaining for this round. But life totals are starting to fall. Players got set up. Players got ready to go. Prism got that library out critically. So Eric now finally throwing his equipment in front of it. He's blocking 4. And then wants to react to it with a Fate Foreseen for the other 4. He will opt 1. Leaves it on top. That leaves Eric with 3 cards in hand and a card in arsenal with a Seismic Surge. Actually puts it on bottom. Changes his mind up. As Tyler draws back up to 5. With the library out, Prism, a little tidbit, nuggets of information here. With the library out, Prism effectively just gets an arsenal to the hand most of the time. Unless the really key tech is to be able to get something to arsenal and draw up the 5. If you're playing more of a defensive build, that arsenal is actually more important than the cards in the hand. But because you can put, well, I should explain that first, because you can put your defense reactions in there and get around any sort of domination, any sort of dominate action. The key money is getting that arsenal card and the draw 5. Tyler here, though, still rocking on the draw 5, which is not too shabby. Got to return a fair amount of damage back at his opponent last turn. Oh no, Oscar! You thought it started in 8 minutes. If you still want in, by all means, we'll get you in. That will cut out the buy. We do have a buy going right now. If you want to come in late for a round 2, or late starting on the round 2, by all means, we'd love to have you. I love seeing the Dorinthia action go down, even if I give it a little bit of crap or a little bit of grief. All right, so Eric here coming in with a Zealous Belting for 5. No go again. No go again on this one because there's a Tear Asunder in the pitch here. Tyler, because it doesn't have go again, wants to throw out a Genesis real quick. So Tyler opting to favor the Genesis on his opponent's start. Awesome. We'd love to add you in on round 2. So Zealous Belton comes in. 1 shields popped. So 4 total. Tyler takes 1 though, falls to 29. All right, small rules question there. We got it all figured out. Tyler does not want to put the card into the soul there from Genesis, so not valuing stacking the soul, but valuing the arsenal slot. Maybe something like we mentioned earlier. It's a defense reaction or a non-light card. Tyler would prefer to just draw. And here we go. Eric pops the library. It does have go again, so it is an action point. And we'll pass the turn, so it doesn't even want to come in. Now Tyler's got Genesis set up. He did lose his library. Throws a card into the soul. I've done that too, Tyler. I've thrown my card into the under the Genesis. Instead, it's sort of like Magic. You just get used to doing stuff like that for Magic. So I can understand that. So it was a light card. And it was Prism. So he'll... Tyler will come in with a Herald of Protection for 5 to start, because he wants to give this a go again, and all of his shield. So he'll likely have to buy back his action point here when it gets popped. And Eric will think about it. So the double yellow did come back around. Well, it didn't not come back around, but it did come up. It did come up there for Eric. So that was pretty nice addition it there. Only had to suffer a couple turns on the library. Ooh, I see a pummel down there. Uh-oh. I see a pummel down there. His opponent definitely can see the pummel too. So we'll see if Eric can pop this. If not, he's going to take some damage. And Tyler's going to get some serious tempo in this game. Eric, though, no blocks. Tyler is going to react with a pummel. It's a yellow one. Coming in for 8 total. If it hits, Eric will have to discard a card. And now Tyler will put this Herald Protection into a soul and make a shield token. So Eric, watching this game kind of slip away. He'll lose another 3 life there. So go down to 15 total. So 15 to 29, surprisingly in Prism's favor. Tyler doing a great job working through this. So Eric, waiting on Eric's discard here. It's a blue pummel. Here goes the soul. He'll make a shield. And then Tyler will come in with 3 shields, most likely. And then continue his turn. Yep, there's the auras coming in. Eric here. Looks like he wants to throw his equipment in front of it. We'll block 1 there. And then take 2. Falls to 13. All right, there. Sorry about that, fellas. Tyler, you can't miss the message. So when Tyler pitched, he had extra resources floating thanks to the previous Genesis pitch, or tuck. So that Herald pitched for an additional resource, as long as I remember correctly. It was a long turn, but I believe I remember that one correctly. So Tyler would have had 2 floating. He could have came in for another attack, and that's what he did. So Eric this time This time, a Nothos going at Genesis. Bye-bye, Genesis. It's gone. Eric will then draw up, and it'll be over to Tyler's turn. Full grip. We'll see if Prism can't keep chipping away. All right, there. Just got the board state cleared up a little bit. Tyler's got 4 cards to work with. And he's going to start with the Herald of Protection. Coming in for 5. So Tyler here navigating pretty nicely around any sort of phantasm. Has not been totally crushed by it. Something to keep in note there. Well, I know curse of the caster there. Let's see, there's a little Halloween. Caster's Curse. Tyler not opting to buy back his action point, just passes it back. So Eric, on his turn, he's going to have 3 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal, makes a shield, and then does a yellow disable. Coming in for 8. With a crush effect. Now Tyler's gotta navigate this. Wants to take only 3 or less. Or cast out a arsenal. There you go. That's a great option. Tyler there gonna pitch a card. Goes to Soul Shielded. And activates Prism's ability to make another shield. And so Tyler will block up 8 and have 1 shield remaining. So that Soul Shield will then go to the Soul. Tyler loses the 2 shields, and Eric draws back up. So 13 to 29 still. Back and forth. We're getting pretty close on time here. So we'll see if Prism can end it out. Roughly 4 minutes. Herald of Protection. Tyler's trying to put the pressure on. Doesn't have enough time to really set up again. So he's gonna have to get there through attacks if Prism's gonna get there. Eric deliberating on it. Just breaks it with a disable. So it doesn't seem like Tyler's running any blinding beams in this list. You might see those in Blitz every now and again in the aggros, potentially, depending on the local meta and how that Prism player is feeling. Tyler just draws up there, and we get Eric's turn. 3 cards in hand, 1 in arsenal to work with, and the Seismic Surge. So he's going to try to put some pressure back on. And try to even out these life totals a little bit. So Eric recreates the Seismic Surge token and then plays the Zealous Belting. It should have 5 no-go again, because that's a Rouse the Ancients in the pitch zone. So just for 5. Tyler wants to Merciful Retribution out. Erudition and War-Tuned Herald are into the pitch zone there. That leaves Tyler with 1 floating and the Merciful out. That looks like a cold foil Merciful, all things considered. Given out at your local Road to Nationals events. So Tyler wants to take 4. And Eric will pay for the no rune. So 25 to 13. Eric blocks it up. Well, blocks the Retribution up. Tyler took the 4. So life totals are starting to fall. Pretty close to the last few turns here, though. Keep that in mind. Tyler's just going to come in for the 1 with the Merciful. No surprise there. Eric looks like he wants to block with equipment. He's got a whole bunch of 1 blocks available. Blocks 1 with the skull cap. Skull cap makes his way back. There's a Halloween there for you. The head below the chest. Ooh, is that the headless Bravo? I don't know. Tyler Arsenal's a card. Draws 4. Passes back over to Eric. Got 1 minute. Under 1 minute. Waiting for the... Well, I guess I had a 1 minute extension, so... It'll be 2 minutes. We'll call it 2 minutes. There you go. Eric recreates the seismic search. Deciding how he wants to stack up. I'm looking for some big damage here. He needs a section of big damage. Spinal Crush. There's a start. It's a good try. Coming in for 9. Not dominated, though. And Eric did leave a card in hand. So there could be a dominate there in Arsenal. So under the final minute, when it ticks, I'll call it. Tyler here going in. Soul Shield. So no blocks there from Tyler. So Tyler a little bit missequenced it, which means there we go. We're going to get the pummel in there first. And now Tyler goes on the Soul Shield. Uses the tome to pay for the Soul Shield. Tyler not able to function on the tomes. I've noticed that quite a bit in Prism. So Tyler here is going to have to discard a card because I believe he's taken the hit. So takes 7, blocks for 6. Means it's going to be 18 to 13, and Tyler, we're going to have to discard a card, which is going to be the Command and Conquer. So 13 to 18. And we'll see what Tyler's got for the final bit. It's possible for Prism to find 13. It's going to be tough. Celestial Cataclysm. That's one way to start. Going in for 7. Really needs to see an Herald of Erudition to kind of go through. Eric throws all the cards from the hand. Blocks 9. And Tyler Arsenal. And that does it. So we got our first round draw. No winner decided here. That's how you know it's spicy. So that'll close it out here for us. And we'll catch you guys in round number 2. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Uncharted Realms' Sunday event. We've got coverage of Out of the Box Gaming's classic constructed armory event. It's a awesome Prism v Prism mirror match going on. I'm Brent, sitting alongside streamer to be named in the awesome production studio on this spooky October day because it's Halloween. For those watching back, it might not be Halloween, but if you watch it a year from now, it'll be Halloween again. So, just put this on your watch list if you watch a little bit late. So far, we've been a little bit slack on the Halloween jokes, but we'll try to keep them coming at you. We need some shadow heroes in here. Then we can get some of the more spooky stuff. So, here we go. I did not catch who's our turn player. I believe it's Kenneth. Kenneth's coming out with a Herald of Rebirth here. And Tyler functioned off his Halo into a Tome on turn 1. Throws out Ode. Now, to be fair, the Herald of Rebirth does have Go again. And Kenneth is having a good giggle because he is letting Tyler know he's got less cards than he started with. So, still facing down the Herald of Ravages for 6 because it's a yellow one. Or Herald of Rebirth. Now, there's nothing in there for Kenneth to rebirth, unfortunately, but still goes to the soul. And it does have Go again, so Tyler takes 3, goes to the soul, no rebirth. And so Kenneth is going to play Ode to Wrath and attack Tyler's Ode to Wrath. So all of that wheeling and dealing, Tyler loses his Ode. Oh no, not like this. So Tyler, unfortunately, there lost a lot of action, but gets to draw all those cards back. So not a total net loss. One key thing in the Prism v Prism mirror match that you got to keep in mind is that leaving a Spectral Shield back to take out any auras that get played at the end of your turn is a key thing to do. It's pretty important in the matchup, something to keep in mind. So now we're going into Tyler's turn. Breaking his Dreamweavers, which means that's likely Herald of Erudition. No, it's not. It's a War-tuned Herald for 5. Tyler assessing Kenneth, make sure Kenneth's not playing the Command and Conquers or the Celestial Cataclysms or the Raging Onslaughts, which is the new Prism sideboard tech. The yellow Raging Onslaughts blocks for 6, or excuse me, it's a 6 power attack, blocks for 3, I believe, and is a yellow, so it's not the super worst. So Tyler here then makes a Prismatic Shield, and there's 3 1s coming at him. Tyler here did not attack the Ode critically there. Could have spent a shield into the Ode. I think that would have been maybe a better idea. So Kenneth's coming in for a 6 for a War-tuned Herald. That's going to be 6 plus 1 on the Ode. It has Go again thanks to Ode. And thanks to the yellow pitch there in the pitch zone. So unfortunately, Go again does not stack. But alas, that's the way it be. So Tyler now considering how he wants to block here. Who do you have in this matchup? Do you got Kenneth or do you have Tyler? There we go. Kenneth saw the Ode there. So Tyler took 3, then an extra 1 from the Ode. Kenneth then came in with the Ode to Wrath for 1 and 1. And then a War-tuned Herald red. This one's for 7 plus 1, potentially 8. We got a nice back and forth matchup here. So Cannon then arsenals the card and passes along. 23 to 32. Kenneth started with the big lead, but Tyler's going to try to crush it back. He's coming in for his own Herald of Protection for 7. It's a very explosive matchup here. Kenneth had the Raging Onslaught. He runs the red version to get around Herald of Triumphs and Parable of Humilities. Great option there. That's for 7 power. Told you that Raging Onslaught tech. Gotta watch out for it. Tyler activating his footsteps to buy back his action point. Pitches Celestial to make a shield from his Prism ability. And come in with 1 shield. And this time he goes after the Ode. Great option there. Smarter this time. So Kenan here, back on his turn. Wartune Hero coming in. He's got a solid 9 points of life to the advantage. As the shield blocks 1, that's 4. That goes to the arsenal. And then Kenan comes in with the Wartune Herald red for 7 this time. Kenan there, expertly playing around that turn, baiting out any sort of phantasm Tyler might have had, or any sort of phantasm triggering card Tyler might have had. This time, though, Tyler is going to make the Genesis. If Kennedy pitches a card from hand to make a shield, yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. Create a shield and attack the Genesis. Bye-bye, Genesis. Genesis is gone. Oh, no. Tyler trying to set up. Trying to get there, and unfortunately, unfortunately, walking right into what Kenneth's got. Kenneth's just got the pieces. So that means Tyler's going to have to arsenal a card and pass. So back onto Kenneth with the tempo. You had 1 in hand. Yeah. Kenneth's going to play his own Genesis. And we'll see if Tyler had the yellow or the blue. Nope. Didn't have it there. So he arsenaled the card. And goes back into Kenneth's turn. Puts the card into the soul for the shield. Pitches the Genesis to make another shield. Comes in for 4. All on 1 Kodachi's. Well, nope. There you go. Smart enough. Keeps the Genesis back. Coming in for 3. That's the Tech Prism play. Tyler here. Now having to stare down all these 3 shields. He doesn't want to take too much damage here. And he doesn't want to, I think he's learned not to play off on his turn. All right there. So Tyler, not blocking the 3, falling down to 9, not firing any ores out on his inset, which is smart. We got Kenneth 32 to 9. Kenneth going through the grinder against his Prism opponent, not being nice. Not being nice at all. Tyler here, though, going Herald of Protection. He's going to try to get some damage back. Kenneth calls no blocks. Should I take 4? That's what he does. Takes the 4. Tyler makes a shield, so he'll at least come in with another point of damage. Well, likely to go at the Genesis, to be fair. So I would not be surprised if we see an attack at Kenneth and then the shield at Genesis. Herald of Ravages for 5. Vestige Soul means that's 2 floating. And then Kenneth, no blocks. Tyler should have had another arcane damage there. Kenneth falls to 22. Then Kenneth takes 7 down to 15. So Tyler, he's cracking back. Shield blocks a Genesis. Or shield pops a Genesis, excuse me. And Tyler with a great turn. Great response there. Wasn't looking too good for the Tyler squad. It was the Kenneth show there for a minute. But Tyler dropped it back down to 6 life difference. We got a War Tune Herald for 5 coming in. Tyler's got to be careful, though. It's very easy for Kenneth to find 9 damage, even through blocks. Tyler doesn't think he can take it, so he's playing out a Prismatic Shield. He's got 4 shields. Okay, Tyler, no blocks in, pops all the shields. We'll take 1, falls to 8. Loses all of his Kadashis. Now Ken is going to come in with a 1 shield. Leaves 2 floating. 1 coming in. Tyler falls to 7. And Ken has got another attack to follow it up. Herald of Protection for 6. Ken did not pop the Goliath gauntlets here. I would have loved to seen a lethal attack alert coming in. But still is a lot. So Tyler could theoretically take this. Tyler's not too big of a fan of this turn. Just trying to scrape alive. Tyler throws an attack in front of it to block 3. Kenneth gets a shield. And we'll attack with the shield. So there's that lethal attack, or could have been. Just required a hit on the shield. So Tyler there falls to 3. He's got to find 15 damage. Needs to find some tempo back here. Really, Kenneth is the tempo turn. Tyler can't find it back. Just Arsenals. Has the card in Arsenal and passes back. So Kenneth's got the full grip. Just needs to find 3. Cataclysm to start, and this should just about end it. No Goliath Gauntlet there again. I think Kenneth probably is looking to pop it on his next attack. Can't pop the Goliath Gauntlet to the Cataclysm because it's only a 0, but any of the Heralds he would love to, besides the War Tune ones, would love to see it, and that would pretty much probably close it out. Tyler there has not enough to be able to block it. So he's going to die there. He's got Prismatic Shield and Odin hands, which are going to have no blocks there. The War Tune Herald means, and the Command and Conquer could have popped a Phantasm, but Tyler needed 1 extra block in there, or 2 extra block in there to stay alive, and to be able to then pop the Phantasm later, but the shield still would have taken it. So Tyler falls to Kenneth in the mirror matchup. Kenneth takes round number 2, and we'll have round number 3 coming at you in a few. and a few of its classic constructed. Keep that in mind. But Kenneth with a good showing there. Tyler, great, a great clap back a little bit there, but just couldn't quite get the candy. He knocked on the door, but it was a trick, no treat at Kenneth's house. So we'll catch you guys in round number 3. Stay tuned. Everyone, and welcome back to Uncharted Realms' Sunday event. I'm Brent, alongside streamer to be named, excited to bring you coverage of round 3 out of the box gaming's classic constructed armory event. We got Kevin and Kenneth, the double Ks, going at it. Prism versus Chain. Chain trying to make a name for himself after the Seeds ban. And for those that are football fans, the Bengals are about ready to lose, unfortunately. The Jets are steaming back after some unfortunate turnovers. But it is what it is. Kenneth was our turn 1 player. Didn't get much in. No surprise there. So we're just going to wait and see Kevin as our tempo player. Kevin's rocking the Arcanite Skullcap, the Carrion Husk, the Snapdragon Scalers, and the Grasp of the Arcanite. Here's our spooky Halloween character. Chain, he's got to have our vote. As much as we love Prism, we have to vote for Chain because of Halloween. Just have to. We just have to, right? So, Kevin coming in Shadow Puppetry. That means this next deck action card he plays, turn gains +1 and go again. If it hits, he can banish a card off the top. It's going to be a Command and Conquer for 7. Go again. Ooh, wow. That's pretty freaking... That's pretty good. That's pretty decent. That is super good. So the Bengals are going to try to make their way back into the game as well. They got to come down, score a field goal in 3 minutes 32. But you're here for flesh and blood. I know. But sometimes you got to look at the football, right? American football. None of that soccer action. Or as Europeans call it, the football. Or football if you're in a regularly English-speaking country. Football. That's more of the Australian, right? Yeah, get some footy going. Anyways, I'm going crazy. So, don't mind me. It is crazy on the Halloweens. Oh, I can only watch... I see. So... Here we go. Ken is still deciding how he wants to block this. And a little bit of Discord issues there. Thoughts on UK Nats? Drew, welcome in. Good to see you. It'll be awesome to see you down in Orlando as well. My thoughts on the UK Nats. I didn't see the results from day 2 yet. So if you have results from day 2, go ahead and spoil them for me. Go ahead and let me know. Day 1 was very interesting on the results. I was not expecting the Briar to really be as represented as it was, but I can kind of understand it. I can also kind of understand it just on the back of like Tails might be the most accessible stuff for people to get right now. Something to keep in mind there. Briar beat Bravo in the finals. No way. I'm gonna have to go watch this back. Oh man. Nasty. What was the top 8 there, Drew? Because I know what the top 24 was. We were talking about it yesterday. Top 4 was 3 Briar, 1 Bravo. Wow. That is insane. All right, so Kevin coming in. Rosetta 2-2. All right, excuse me, at the Aura. Okay, we got that. I forgot about Spectra. Rosetta Thorn not going to get the 2 arcane damage. I caught myself, though, before I got too crazy with it. Drew, yeah, not sure about the 5 through 8. That's okay, though. 4 Briars, though, or 3 Briars and 1 Bravo. That might throw some things crazy here for the US. Nationals coming up here. Oh boy, I'm very interested in that. Take a look at the lists. I would imagine it's mainly Lightning Briars to just go super wide. Kevin here. Ooh, he's got Singeing Steel Blade after a Sigil of Suffering. 1 arcane coming across, and then 2 physical because it is a blue Singeing. As go again, thanks to the Soul Shackle. Kenneth takes the arcane, doesn't want to pay to block it, does have the null rune to work with it. Cannon, no blocks, takes 2 physicals, falls to 31. You're still going to rock the old him? I love it, Drew. I love it. I'm thinking about running the Kano, but I get a little bit worried that people might be bringing in more Arcane Barrier because of the Briar. So I'll have to kind of indicate on that one. So Kevin now coming in meet and greet. It does have go again since he's dealt arcane damage. So 4 go again. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a whole bunch of meet and greets in the Briar lists. Haven't really seen them, haven't really looked at them. But if I had to guess, dude, Briar, yeah, I'd be a little bit sad. People, you look at some of the ProQuest lists, and a lot of people were very, very minimal on the arcane barrier. But now I think that's going to change. So that might affect what I kind of plan on doing. So Kevin here with the rune chant from the meet and greet, and then follows in with the piercing shadow. So 6 because of the arcane damage pumping it up, plus of the rune chant. And so Kevin's sitting at a fat 40. Kenneth sitting at 20 alive. Oh, man. Woo, you guys want it spooky. You guys want it scary. This is one way to do it. Half the life total already. Herald of Triumph coming in from Kenneth. There we go. Oracle reading on Herald of Triumph there for Kevin. Oh, I just feel old hand defense reaction keep them from arsenal their plunder runs. Ooh, see, that's smart. I do like that. I do like if you act more actively using the ice for sure on the reaction. So Kevin staring down 6 attack. Yeah, I think putting that back on hand, you know, really what you say with the old him is I play with 3 intellects, you play with 3 intellects, but I potentially play with 4 because I can keep the arsenal zone active where you likely can't, type of thing is the way I see it. And then the arsenal zone obviously allows me to function my crown, right? So then you're going back into your hand with 3 active cards still. So I could definitely see that being the case. I do just worry about the time for Oldhim, and that's the reason why I'm steering away from Tank Prism. It's because it just goes to time too often. With the Briar, though, it seems like straight damage race, and I think the for those updating on the football, I think Bengals lost. It's a shame. It is a shame. Couldn't do it. Turn it over at the end of the day, and it rip. It's never a good feeling losing to the Jets. For those that don't follow football, Jets are a super bad team. Yeah, I do think that you have aggro options. I think you maybe want to consider thumps. Consider more thumps and pumping on the thumps. What's the is it Polar Blast that pumps, or is it Ice Quake? Isn't there a good ice option that pumps? I think Ice Quake maybe, or Polar Blast, one of the two. Anyway, so as I'm yapping, Kennan's over here. He's firing away with a with another Herald of Triumph after a tome. Ice Quake. Yeah, just pumping up the thump is a pretty big thing. And I can't take that credit. Somebody else came up with that. Kenneth wanted to action on the footsteps, but doesn't have the footsteps. So this would be a blinding beam scenario here. Kenneth just makes a shield, and that's going to end the turn. He'll arsenal a card and pass. So Kenneth rocks the double arcane barrier. Forgot about the shoes. Forgot his boots. But that's the way it be sometimes. Yeah, I think it'd be awesome. I don't know if I'm going to... I think I'll just play the Kano because I have it together. I have all the pieces. I don't have to go searching for it there, Drew. But we'll see. I do think that Lexi's got some legs to her. Obviously, Briar's got some legs, and maybe I just net deck for the day. But we'll see. So Kenneth here, looking at his graveyard. Kevin wants to know if Kenneth has an attack and non-attack action there in the graveyard. So my guess is that Kevin's going to try to get some arcane damage while banishing some cards out of the graveyard. Kevin makes another soul. Shackle. Because I probably should keep a better eye on him. I haven't been paying attention to what's been being banished. So it's probably smarter to do that. Yeah, I will be at Nats. I think you'll do well in the calling. But yeah, I'll be there at Nationals, playing in that. Likely not playing in the calling on Saturday. I think the girlfriend and I are gonna hang out and just kind of spin around in Orlando on that Saturday. So Kevin coming in, Ghostly Visit to start. Does have go again? So 4 go again. Coming at Ken. Ken is trying to stabilize some life. It is 34-20. The life totals are a little bit off there for Ken and there, but we'll get those updated here after this turn. So I was initially looking at Prism. I really don't want to just do aggro Prism. I think too many people have teched for it or prepared for it. I know on my sideboard on my Prism list, there's literally 9 6 or 7 powered attacks. So I think everyone's super prepared for it. So Kenneth took 3 more, falls to 17. 34-17 should be the life totals there. The 3 came off the wrong hero. Hold on a second. There we go. The old Halloween switcheroo. So Shadow coming out, being spooky. Ooh, ha ha ha. There it is. Invert Existence. Cannon banishes an attack and a non-attack. Actually, Kenneth shouldn't have a non-attack in there. All right, there had to settle that one. Invert Existence. There's actually no non-attack action cards in Kenneth's graveyard. It's only auras and instants and a defense reaction. Something to keep in mind. So now we have the Rosetta Thorn here. No No 2 arcane, but 1 arcane off of the rune chant. There we go. Got the light totals accurate. Kenneth thought he was taking 4 total, but nope. It was 1 arcane damage off the rune chant, 2 physical off the Rosetta Thorn. So Drew, hopefully I do well. I get to hopefully come back and report that I at least made day 2. That's gonna be the goal. We're not gonna be super upset if we don't make it though, because we only need to find 4 wins. I do pretty well in limited games and in draft, so I'm expecting to take two wins there, and then that means I only have to find 2 wins in the constructed. Regardless, the kicker is if you want to make top 8, you do have to go into day 2 with only 1 loss. 2 X and 2s will make it in after 11 rounds, but you're gonna need those 2 losses are gonna have to come into the third to last and second to last rounds if you want to make it in on X and 2. Well, so 2 X and 2s going into the final round will make it in, because you're gonna have 2 undefeateds, 4 X and 1s. Those guys are gonna be guaranteed top 8, and then you're gonna have 2 X and 2s going into the final round that make it. So it's technically gonna be 4. Yeah, it'll be 4 X and 2s technically at the end of the day. 3 X and 1s and 1 undefeated. And the final top 8 standings. But it's all going into the final round that really, the stuff that matters. Because if you're guaranteed, So, anyways, I know the actual stuff that matters. That's this game. That's what really matters. Chain here found a ghostly visit and an unhallowed rites into the banish zone. And so we're going to start it off with a ghostly after that shadow there. This is 4. Go again. Thanks to the soul shackle. Kevin showing Chain still has some good legs to him, even without the seeds. So Drew, I'll see you down there, man. We'll have to hang out. I know a few of the people here are going, and I'd love to see everybody that's down there. Can't wait. In all honesty, it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be a really fun day, a really fun time. So Kenan now deciding how he wants to navigate this one. This just shows the power of going wide against Prism, is what this does. It's kind of indicative of how kind of sort of some of the other matchups have been going. Also why Briar is strong against their mixed damage sources and go wide. Makes it very difficult for Prism to effectively block and keep shields available. And that's what's the money bit. But yeah, but back on the Nats discussion there, Drew. I really do think I can find 2 constructed games on Kano. Even if I lose, even if they come in the final 2 rounds, in all reality, you only have to go. You have to go 50% on day 1 to make day 2. So I think I can do that with Kano. It's the hero I have the most reps on. I think it would just be fun to try it, if nothing else, right? I think if I was really trying to play serious, I think it would really probably be Bravo, to be fair. I've been given a nice Bravo list by the man sitting next to me, who thinks it's a pretty good list and thinks it's a winner. I think some of the other Bravos at the UK kind of indicate that as well. Could also net deck it out to the Briar, but we'll see. I'll have to make the tech decision. Briar's fun though. I will say Briar is kind of fun. I've had some like PTSD over just playing Briar during all of the sealed events I've been in. It's too many. I've been in 6 sealed events so far, and I went all the way up to Cincinnati, didn't even play. I couldn't convince myself to do it. There's a Renaissance Fair going on, could not even do it. So Kenneth blocks it up though. Enough on me. Genesis gets destroyed as well. So Kenneth will pop the Halo, put a card in the soul, draws a card, and then pitches the blue to play a tome. He'll draw 3, so making this wide. Kenneth's going to try to string along. He's a rocking. He's a rolling. He's a casting. I don't know. Now, I will say, Drew, though, you know, just keep in mind people are going to be prepared for the Briar after this, I would imagine. Or at least those watching the results. At least they should be if they're not. So, I would say be careful about going to time because, you know, in a long tournament, you're playing a lot of reps. Not only is mental fatigue and physical fatigue going to come into play, but taking that draw is okay in Magic from time to time, but horrible in Flesh and Blood. If you wanna, let's get some playtests in this week. I know I'm gonna be hitting playtests pretty freaking hard over the next couple of days, so keep that in mind. That's pretty much gonna be my life for a bit there. So Kenan now it's decided what he wanted to do. Pitches a Cataclysm. Come in with the Herald of Ravages for 5+ potential 1 arcane damage. Kevin sitting at 30 though, does not really need to block much. Blocks with the Command and Conquer to pop it. Oh, rip. Kenneth does not have his boots too. Any blinding beams? I don't think so. Oh no. The humanity. Canada is just going to use the Vestige to make 3 shields, and then the 2 floating to just have 4 shields and end the turn there. Okay, yeah. Have fun. I'll catch you later. Good luck in the what are you guys playing though? Hold on, before you leave, if you can hit me with it. Hit me with what you're playing. If you already dipped out, it's okay. I'll catch the answer next time. All right, so Kevin's turn. 3 cards in hand, 1 in arsenal. Did we see a Soul Shackle that time? I guess. I forgot about it if we did. Talisman, Harry Potter edition. Okay. Go and get it. Go and get it. Soul Shackles go up to 5. So, nice job there, Drew. I'll catch you later on that one. Good luck. Go win. Got crush the family. That's what I say. So, Kevin coming in. And we'll take 1 after all the shields pop. We'll fall to 13. Thanks to the Crossroads. And Unhallowed Rites. Then the Rosetta Thorn comes in. 2 + 2. Cannon takes 4, falls to 9. Cannon's lamenting the fact that he forgot to take the footsteps. Kevin's letting him know, I put the sideboard in, and I agree with that. That's why Prism kind of is not doing as strong as it was. So, Herald of Rebirth coming in for 6. And Lunar Tide's going to pop it. Ken is not too happy about it. Arsenal cards and passes the turn. So really, we're just waiting for Kevin to wrap this up. This is the reason why Prism has fallen out of favor. Right here, Kevin here did not get anything off that hit of the Soul Shackles. So Kevin deciding how he wants to go about doing it. While I also consider my choices on what I want to play in Nationals while we wait. Kevin gives his next attack go again by making the Soul Shackle. Out from Beyond is pitched, which means a Ghostly Visit comes out of Arsenal. 4 go again. Cannon blocks for 3. Takes 1, falls to 8. So really the question is can Kevin finish this out before he decks himself? E-Strike for 7. Nothing played out of the banish, so no Dimensional Crossroads triggers. No Blood Debt Kevin has to worry about, so he won't lose it. The second Kevin blocks with his Carrion Husk if he ever needs to. Kevin falls to 1 though. And that might just lock this out for him. Hair of Protection of yellow for 6. Kevin doesn't even need to block it if he doesn't want. Could throw the Carrion Husk in front of it. He would then lose his Dimensional Crossroads on his next turn, but I believe Kevin probably finishes out the next turn anyways. 1 card in hand, 1 in Arsenal here for Kennen. Kevin's no blocks, no reactions from Kennen. No reactions there from Kevin. Kennen will make a shield and be at 2 life. Kennen comes in with the second Hair to Protection. This one's for 7 this time. He wants to make another shield and gain another life. Kevin, no blocks. Takes the 7. Down to 17. Kennen gains another life. Kennen comes in with the shield. And the second shield. We fall to 15. Oh, no, excuse me. He blocks with the Skull Cap. For 1. So just a 16. So Kevin needs to banish 6. I think he's got 1 hit there so far. Oh, 2 with the Riftbind. Oh, no, just the Riftbind. That first one was not a hit. I thought it might be a Ghostly Visit. The Riftbind's still decent. It will trigger the Dimensional Crossroads, 1 arcane. When played, as long as Kevin doesn't play another attack. Kevin's going to play an Art of War. He's going to banish a card and give +1. It does have to be an attack action. Bounding Demigod is an attack action. He'll draw 2. Actually, he gave it go again. Does not want to pump up. So just wants to go wide. Kevin then, with the go again, plays the Riftbinds. It will trigger Dimensional Crossroads. 1 arcane, 3 damage, no pump up because Art of War is not a non-attack and it didn't get the +1. So 1 arcane pops a shield and Kennen will block for 3 from the hands. So no more Dimensional Crossroad triggers this turn because there's no non-attack actions in the banish zone. Kevin goes to 7. Next attack has go again. Might be a Bounding Demigod here. Unhallowed Rites, actually, for 4. And then he looks. Does not put anything on bottom. Doesn't like it. Maybe doesn't even have any non-attacks in there. Didn't quite see. But this one's 4 go again. Kenneth throws the hand down. He's got 2 non-blocks in there. He asked if Kevin had another attack, and he sure did. Bounding Demagon as well out on the field and attacks in hand. Either or could have got there. So that does it there for Kenneth. Kenneth could have blocked the one there with the soul shield, and then he would have died to the next attack regardless. So that closes out round number 3. That means prize giveaway coming at you. One of these fine players gets themselves a mat today and the Rainbow Foil Hero. Keep that in mind. All right, that closes it out. Round number 3. Enjoy your Halloween for those about to go trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treat away. Or play board games. The Drew family loves to hate on kids. I jest. They're having a nice, fun board game with each other. I would have shuttered myself. I hope my girlfriend's shuttered herself at home and is not answering the door right now because we don't support diabetes. And candy makes diabetes. I jest. Anyways. Okay. Catch you guys at the prize giveaway. What's going on, fellas? Let me know if you're here. Let me know if you're here in the chat. And give me a thumbs up if you see yourself on the list. Just hit that like button. That's close enough. I'll see it. And maybe or maybe not pump up my numbers on the YouTubes. I don't know.
Start making a requirement. Gotta get 6 likes.
You gotta get the likes today. Oh god, we'd be here for days. Because I would take my like away just to chat with everybody, you know, just hold them hostage.
Talk to friends. Come over and like for no price.
Nothing. Oh, Oscar's ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it,
I
dude.
like it. I like
That's confident. Hey, does that mean he's gonna get it, or does that mean he's gonna lose it?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Is he jinxing it because it's Halloween? But it's Halloween, right? So you got to think everything's backwards.
Big on speak it into existence, you know.
Yeah,
So,
will it
hey.
will it into existence? All right, Oscar, this one's for you.
Yeah, here we go. All right.
Oscar recently got the cold foil.
Oh,
we got
contenders out
competitions.
here. All right.
How many dice? Are we gonna go 3 dice on this one just for sure?
wanna go 3 dice?
Let's go 3 dice just to
Yeah.
make.
All
Might just be 3.
Big numbers. Big numbers. Oh,
Hey!
it's a 14.
Drew's not even here for the 3, but
Yeah.
see, then we got
Quick math. Am I right?
I got 11 plus 3. That makes 14.
All right, 14. Those timestamp over here.
3 dice.
More than twice the number of injuries.
Let's go. Hey, it's Halloween. You gotta have fun with it. That's 1.
2, 3, 4,
We're getting that finger ready for you today, you know?
6,
Get it all worked out.
8, 9, 10.
Uh-oh. Spidey Josh says a UK champion
What?
is a cheater. What happened,
13.
Spidey?
Oh no.
Oh, that was it, right? 13? Oh, no, it's 14.
14, right?
Hold
14?
on. Let's see.
Lucky, yeah. 14. Here we go.
Oh, he didn't move. Michael got it. Oscar, you didn't get last, but you get it with the rainbow foil hero. Michael with the
That was time.
if I'm pronouncing that right, I would hope it's Michael. Gets the mat if he wants it. He could always take the hero.
That's true.
I told you, Spidey Josh. What happened? I haven't got a chance to look into the UK stuff, but that would be absolutely crazy. I saw somebody was sending me messages about it, but I didn't quite look into it.
But all right. I'm going to go ahead and get a round 4 paired and hop in the lobby. Get everyone's prize choices.
Yeah, tell me about it, Spidey. I'll be here. I'll be listening.
Yeah.
Great.
Be right
Great
back.
stuff, though. I'm going to be in the live. We'll see you guys in the live here. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Except Oscar, because he didn't get the mat, so. everyone, and welcome back to Uncharted Realms, this Sunday event. I'm Brent alongside streamer to be named in the production studio. Excited to wrap up coverage of Out of the Box Gaming's classic constructed armory event. A little bit about Out of the Box Gaming. Out of the Box Gaming is a store local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They specialize in in-store play and a marketplace for trading cards, singles, or any other gaming stuff you might need. So if you are trying to tweak out to the new national lists, deck lists have won or made top 8, check out Out of the Box Gaming in person or outoftheboxgaming.com to update your deck or get some new spice. Spice up your life a little bit. We got Oscar, who's a familiar face, who just let us know he got the cold foil coming in. He's got the cold foil out of I believe Greece. I had to double check. I believe so. I could be wrong on that one, but I believe it's Greece. Sorry about that. Against Kenneth on the Prism. We've been seeing Kenneth's line through this. A lot of Prism today. Oscar, though, on the tried and true Dorinthia Warrior. Never giving his girl up, just always staying with it. Oscar, actually, excuse me, I was incorrect. It's Norway. Norway's gold foil. So those of you in the Norway region, sorry about that. Oscar beat you to it. So congrats, Oscar. We're super happy to be a part of that. And make sure, or we're excited and happy that we were able to help Oscar get to that awesome critical achievement and mark. Sometimes words are a little bit rough, but I got there eventually, you know. Maybe I'll work some magic and cut that out in post. Well, what am I saying? I thrive on being humiliated, you know. Nah, I'm jesting. Anyways, Kenneth over here. I down at 37. Oscar got one swing in. And we have another Dawn Blade coming in for a 4. Who do you have in this matchup? Let me know who you got. Do you have the Oscar on the tried and true Dorinthia waiting on his gold cold foil? Or do you have Kenneth on the Prism? We've been watching him through. Handily took it in the Prism v Prism mirror. But he's against a tougher opponent this time. Not to say Tyler wasn't a tough opponent, but against the Dorinthia, you got to keep that in mind. Not as straightforward in the gameplay here. Dorinthia's been mixing it up lately. A lot of wider builds going on. Something to keep in mind. Kenneth throws out the Genesis. That's a great start there. Kenneth, though, if he can find a library early, he could really kind of just take this game. Oscar will now Arsenal draw up. Kenneth gets to go to his turn with that one card in hand. He gets to tuck it right into his hero's soul. And just to fire away on this Genesis, baby. Great start there. Is going to at least soak up one attack here from Oscar. But Oscar's got a counter on his Dawn Blade. So Oscar's going to be able to threaten face for a little bit. And then come in into the Genesis. Oscar's going to try to keep the counter. Now, it's a little bit risky, right? It's a little bit risky, which is why go wider on the Dorinthia is starting to pick up favor. Scar for Scars, Command and Conquers even. Oh, there was one, I think Ravaging, what's not Ravaging Onslaught, the one that checks the top of the library, I know. You can kind of check out some of the lists going around, FabDB, or just talk to your players. So Kenneth there tucks one, makes another shield, and comes in for 3 total. Oscar takes it, 37-33. It's Halloween, gentlemen and ladies. Keep that in mind. Halloween. It's spooky day. We've seen the spooky chain win. That was actually the last one. Kenneth's matchup was back in round 2 against the Prism Mirror. Oscar's got 3 cards in hand, 1 in Arsenal. Coming at base. Kenneth's not too happy about it. Kenneth blocks for 3. Ooh, spooky here. I think Kenneth probably has a soul shield, maybe. Now, Kenneth is representing 5 block here, so it will require a response from Oscar if he wants us to hit off the shields. Singing Steel Blade's a great option there. That was with the 1 floating. He's probably going to grab an Iron Song response here. Oh, it's a glint. Give it go again naturally. Doesn't want to pop the boots. So right now, it's still 5-5 with the 2 shields. Take it into account. So Kenneth does have 5 block represented. It does have go again, though. So if Oscar comes out with a another attack. Now that 20 blade's already thrown away into the pitch zone. Clinton, no reactions to the glint. Oscar will draw a card. Thanks to the reprise trigger. And an Iron Song response out of Arsenal to pump it up to 8. Now, this is going to require a response from Kenneth if he wants to. It's a pretty meaty attack. If Kenneth's got the Soul Shield here, he's super comes out on top of this. That would raise his block to 11, and then that would also counteract any sort of +3. It looks like Kenneth might. Yeah, it's exactly. Oh no, Prismatic Shield, not the Soul Shield this time. So 3 shields out there, really trying to prevent this Dawnblade from coming in. So now we got 8-8 total. As it stands now, Oscar still has a bunch of cards in hands though, so I would not be surprised if this gets another 3. Exactly, Stroke of Foresight. Oscar will get to put 1 top or bottom after drawing. Puts it on top. Lots of cards getting played here. Up to 11. This is where Kenneth would have been super beneficial for having the Soul Shield, but alas, did not. So Oscar sneaks out of it, gets 3 damage, keeps the counter on the shield. Ooh, Oscar's going straight face. He doesn't care about the Genesis. I like this idea. Dawnblade coming in for 5 to Kenneth's face. Is it going to go up? Get an extra counter. Woo! This is spicy Oscar with the action going on here. If you like what you see, if you're having a good time, if you're enjoying yourself, if you just love Flesh and Blood, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you feel so kind, and come hang out with us on the Discord. We got a lot of talks about nationals going on, people looking for games and events. And we'd love to have you in some of our events. Come out and play. Great prizes, great people, and a great time. So Oscar takes 1 from the Genesis. Kenneth, Arsenal's a card, draws up. Says it was a nice turn Oscar had. I would agree with him. And we go back into Oscar's turn with the grip of 4. 2 counters on the Dawnblade means comes in for 5. Pretty nasty. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for Kenneth to navigate this. But if he can pull off the counters there, he could be successful. If his Genesis stays out, I imagine though the second Oscar can't keep the counters, the Genesis starts getting chipped away. But it could definitely be a different matchup once Kenneth gets set up. So Kenneth blocks for 6. Triggering a reprise. That's a really unfortunate. Kenneth did not have the Soul Shield and had a Prismatic Shield on the following turn. That would have really helped him. Ooh, red overpowered, but a full red grip from Oscar. Ooh, that's a little rough, so it can't get any worse than this. But that's going to be +4, or excuse me, +6. Up to 11. Now, Kenneth did have the Soul Shield, though, so that does rip the counters off. That's exactly what Kenneth needed. Oh, man, back and forth action. This is good. And then Genesis will come in for 1, and Kenneth will draw back up, but critically drop 2 counters off of that Dawnblade. Pretty sweet. So Dawnblade coming at face. Oh, critically there, Oscar. Yeah, throws the time snap in there. I would have potentially liked to see Oscar find a way to get out of the field, but you know, he's just trying to keep the pressure up. I like it. I like the idea. Time snap could definitely assist Oscar chunk through some auras. If you're gonna put it in your deck and never play it, keep in mind it's better to just leave any other blue card that can block in there or potentially attack. Something to definitely keep in mind if you're looking at some of these potions and you never end up actually putting them out. Could definitely come back to bite you. So Kenneth is on a phone call. So we have a little second here. What's everybody dressed up for on Halloween? I am going as myself. And Ebenezer Scrooge. Trying to shut her in, avoid the children. I have to drive back during Halloween time, so maybe I get a couple points for if it's a ghost, it's 10 points, right? If I get him with the car. I think a vampire's 15. Yeah, I think so. What's gonna be the big thing this year? Maybe some Squid Game. Oh, if it's a Squid Game, it's 100 points. 100 points for a Squid Game character. I jest. That's really mean. If I end up running over a kid, this will probably get used against me in court, and I definitely don't want that to. Definitely don't want that to happen. I get more views on the video, but damn. Maybe that's what I gotta do, right? You gotta do whatever for the cause, right? Whatever for the cause. So Ken is back from the phone call. Throws 9 block on top of it. Oh, the story of how we lose our sponsorships is by going and getting arrested. Well, gotta be careful there. Anyways, get it. Block was good. Oscar passed the turn. Kenneth goes to his turn, puts a card into the soul, draws a card, makes a shield, makes another shield with his hero ability, comes in for 3. Oscar takes 3, 35 to 25. And these shields are starting to stack up. Oscar, with no counters, is going to have to do some work on this or decide to knock out the Genesis. One or the other. Oscar here, Spoils of War. Coming in with the Dawn Blade for 5. Go again. It's a good start. Unfortunately, Kenneth can block it with 1 card in hand, 2 shields. What it looks like, straight up. Triggering Reprise here, though. This is where the go wide Dorinthia actually really comes into favor, because you stack together a few of these go again attacks, and then still also have your Dawn Blade to potentially come in. You rely less on attack reactions and more on just chipping away. That allows you to push damage to face and knock out the aura guaranteed. So this is coming in for 8. Ken is looking at his hand. He'll take 3. I think this will force Oscar to pop his boots here. We're going to find out. Oh, no, it does have go again, excuse me, so he doesn't need to pop his boots. Dawn Blade this time. This time it is at the Genesis, though. So Ken is at 22. And Ken is happy with it because he snuck away with 3 life. Snuck away with 3 life. And avoided a counter. So Ken is very happy with the Genesis. A lot of times you do throw those auras out there and be like, take it, opponent. Kenneth here, throwing out Ode to Wrath on his turn, coming in for 1 and 1. That's 1 on the damage, thanks to Luminaris, and 1 on if it hits opposing hero, they lose a life. I had incorrectly said that was a continuous effect. It technically, as it makes a trigger, that loss of life is a trigger. It would be a triggered effect. So I had mentioned that earlier, and I have to correct myself because I was wrong. I know people, if you watch the earlier videos, are probably yelling at me for it. I was just not paying attention. It was too early. It was too early for me. You know, woke up from a nap, came on, and I was still a little groggy. But hey, you know what? It's okay to get shit wrong. I'll say that. But anyways, Oscar here, Steel Blade Supremacy going to pump up by 2 and on hit draw a card for every weapon attack this turn. And the Spoils of War, plus 2 go again. Also, don't worry about it. If you read Spoils of War, you're like, hey, why is he not creating coppers? Well, Oscar has nothing to do with the coppers, so he's just going to play the robber side of it and say no coppers allowed. Oh, different kind of coppers, excuse me. Or also Oscar ain't no snitch is what I'm being told. So no, he don't deal with no coppers. Anyways, however you slice it. However you slice it. Kenneth is gonna tome it out after the Halo. Or too busy. I'm too busy over here trying to come up with some puns to function in the display. But hey, you know what? We get there at the end of the day, all right? Don't hate. Don't hate. Hit that like button if you hate my puns. Because I certainly wouldn't blame you. I will. Woo! All right, that's how you know it's getting near the end of an event. Oh, Kenneth got second tone back to back, baby. Draw all the cards. Oh my God, half the deck practically going through here. Kenneth, please chill. Chill. He's got a lot to block with here and function on his turn. Likely probably sees a library too in hand. But he's still staring down a 7 attack though from that Dawn Blade. If it hits, draws a card. Kenneth takes the hit. Wow. With 5 cards in hand, falls to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the pitch, 5 in the hand, 2 shit. Woo! That's 6 cards drawn off the tome, baby. Woo! Count it. Plus the 4 cards he started with. That is nasty to think about. Oscar now. Dawn Blade coming at Kenneth. Trying to just push the issue. I like it. Great idea here. Kenneth, no blocks. If Oscar's sitting on a Command and Conquer, ooh, a route to +3. Puts it up to 8. Kenneth takes the 8. Down to 7. Ooh, we're getting risky. So, draws a card. Nothing to do with it. Nothing there in Arsenal. No Command and Conquer there, which would be worth popping the boots for. So, Kenneth at 7, staring down 30. Made a shield. And then still goes in his turn with a full grip of cards. Let's go. All right. He cycled a whole bunch of stuff out. So, if there's ever a time, this is it. Make or break on the game. Herald of Protection yellow. Does Oscar have any of that sideboard tech to pop it with Phantasm? Make or break turn here for Kenneth. It's all going to come down to this Phantasm. You're going to see Kenneth has yet to fire off these Herald of Erudition, so you know they're in there somewhere. Goliath Gauntlet's sitting there, very scary. Oscar does not have the Phantasm straight away. There goes the equipment. If Kenneth follows us up with the Goliath Gauntlet Erudition could straight come over it. Comes in with the shield for 1. Remember, all the armor's still on the chain right now. No breaking of the chain yet. 1 and 1. Oscar takes 2. Down to 28. Ode comes in. Remember, all the equipment is still on the chain. Kenneth's probably got the... Well, if he pops a Goliath Gauntlet, the equipment will fall off the chain. Something to keep in mind. All right, there it is. Kenneth did break the chain, so the equipment does go back. Herald of Erudition for 7. Oscar, no blocks. Ooh. Down to 19, plus 1 extra, so 8 total. Down to 18. Oscar draws 2, or excuse me, Kenneth draws 2. Woo! This is a match, baby! A great way to finish it here. Uh-oh, another phone call here for Kenneth, but he's ignoring this one for the game. Sometimes you just have to. Wartune Herald for 5. It's a blue one. I missed what was pitched for. Was that the Retribution was pitched for it? So that should be 2 floating there still for Kenneth, thanks to the Vestige. Actually, no, the Vestige is not active this turn. Excuse me. So he's only have 1 floating. Yeah, Harold went in. Excuse me. I got corrected. Harold went in, so the message was active. Oscar, no blocks. Falls to 13. It's going to be one more. Thanks to the Ode. Trigger. 12. Is Oscar. Protection coming in here now for Kenan. So Oscar's looking at 8 damage total with no blocks. Plus another 2. So only 10. Oscar could sit on 2 and keep the full grip. He does equipment as well to block with. Keep that in mind. Ooh. Oscar's throwing out 7. Prevents the shield. Look at that. Now Oscar's going into his turn. 2 cards in hand. I honestly would have been okay, I think, with Oscar eating that. 1 counter on the Dawn Blade. Oscar's going to have 1 card in hand. Dawn Blade's not going to come in. 2 floating here for Oscar. 1 in Arsenal. Coming in for 4. Kenneth can survive this. He can kind of rip the tempo straight out from under Oscar. Kenneth blocks for 3 in the shield. So getting the reactions. Reprise is triggered here. Block is good though. Oscar doesn't have the reprise. So goes in 2 floating. Loses the Dawn Blade counter. Keeps that 1 in Arsenal. So what is that in Arsenal then? You gotta think. Kenneth though starts out with a Cataclysm for 7. Go again. Oh boy, what a turn here. What a turnaround here though. Oscar takes 7 down to 5. The Ode remembers his Ode. 1 more. 8 down to 4. He almost forgot it, but he remembered it. Herald Rebirth for 6. These are all lethal attacks alert. Lethal attack alert! Anyways, yeah, I'll get an actual horn for that or something. But for the meantime, don't hate me, please. I jest. Anyways, is everybody having a good time? Who do you have at the end of this game? This is clutch. This is back and forth. Like I'm hyped on this. This is where it's at. Let's be real. This is like legit. What a game though to wrap things up. I'll tell you what. So Oscar does have the skull cap that can block. That's it on equipment. 3 cards there in hand. Oscar just needs to find lethal attack kind of threatening on his own turn, or get rid of this Ode. I don't think Oscar has has the time to get rid of Ode. Did Kenneth stabilize? Is the real question. I guess that's what you have to answer for me there. If you're thinking about it, did Kenneth stabilize and control out the tempo? Ode to Wrath here now for 1 and 1. Now the skull cap is gonna block it. So Oscar stays at 4. 4 to 7. Oscar 2 cards in hand, 1 in Arsenal. This is still anybody's game. Oscar could sneak this out. An Overpowered could do it. A Route could do it. Does Kenneth super respective? The Vestige is there available to block. The Footsteps are available to block. Kenneth can make a shield too. Oscar naked Dawn Blade coming in. Pitching the energy potion. Ooh, edge of my seat here. Boy, what a way to wrap things up. You gotta love it. Ken is thinking about it. The max we can see here is like Iron Song and Route based on what Oscar is representing. Kenneth, did he say no blocks? I got a no blocks from Kenneth? Maybe a Soul Shield in hand. No reactions from Oscar, I believe. Which I do think is the right call here. Ooh, Kenneth from hand, Fate Foreseen. All right, this is it. Oscar reminds him about the ops. It is the Overpowered from Arsenal. Goes up to 9. That leaves 2 floating there from Oscar because that was a blue in hand. But Kenneth had the Soul Shield. Oh my gosh. That means Oscar can't come back in again, can't chip away at this Ode. Kenneth gets 1 card in hand, makes a shield because it's a yellow. gets to come in for 1-1, 1-1. It's going to cost at least one card out of hand for Oscar here. So Oscar gets to go back into his turn with 3 cards in hand, sitting at 2 life. If he values keeping cards, if he values his life total, he'll throw 2 cards in front of this. Well, I would imagine we're about to see this a 7-2 ball game. Oh, my Lanta. What a game. The Overpowered almost did it by itself. It was just craziness. Overpowered would have gone into the Refractor Bolts, would have come in with another Dawn Blade attack. For 3, would have likely close, well, maybe not close it out, but would have completely took tempo away. Oh. Oh boy. Would have been 9 over 4, would have been 5 damage, and Kenny could block with 1 card from hand. Maybe not even, might not have even been able to if it was that, because remember he had that Retribution. If he did not have the Soul Shield there, Kenan may have just lost it. But he does it. So Oscar, yep, went with the optimal line, blocks 1, took 2. And now we go into Oscar's turn. Trying to threaten lethal again. 2 cards in hand, 2 floating. Has the Refraction Boulders. Kenan, though, has 1 shield. Kenan pitches 6 without the Merciful. Makes another shield. Uh-oh. Oscar not able to pay into the skull cap, so he's going to call GG to the arcane damage from the Merciful Retribution. He could have blocked one of them. 3 resources, I see that, but I mean, it wasn't totally over, to be fair, until Kenneth's next turn when he comes in with all the auras and the Merciful Retribution and the Ode, because Kenneth also did block from hand. So that closes it out, though. Oscar saw the writing on the wall, very close matchup, and just could not finish it. It was a nail biter to the end, but that wraps it up here for Uncharted Realms' coverage. That's us of Out of the Box Gaming's Classic Constructed. That's the store in Thomasville, North Carolina. Speaking of which, they have an awesome marketplace for trading card singles, and they play a lot of limited action. So if you're ever in the area, or if you're looking for cards, check out Out of the Box Gaming in person or online at outoftheboxgaming.com. On behalf of myself, John, and James, we appreciate everybody for coming out. We love to have you. Hit that like button if you had a good time, and we'll catch you guys Friday.